Hello and welcome back to Mars Horizon, where we are leading Japan in the space race. In the last episode we completed the commercial satellite milestone for Earth. If you haven't seen that episode or previous, please find a link in the description below to take a look at the playlist. In this episode we'll be focusing on the next milestone, which is space station at Earth. So we're going to be looking at space station. So we can start planning the mission. Problem is we need the vehicle Hope, and to get Hope we need to finish off the Mu5 and the Centaur D, and then possibly the supplementary 6X SRBS booster rockets before we can get onto that one. So that's 1,000 for the boosters. We've got 2,000 for the Mu5 upper stage and another 1,500 for the Centaur D. Then we need to get another 7,000. This is all research, sorry, before we can get the Hope rockets, and that will take a year to build as well. So, and in the last episode we got a 25% cost reduction for our science. So we've got two choices there. So like I say, we're going to start looking to plan towards the space station mission, but we may even end up maybe going for a Jupiter flyby or even the Mars lander before the end of the episode. So we'll have to see how that turns out. So as we've got this 25% reduction cost, which would have been better in the vehicles, but it is what it is. So the Jupiter flyby does look interesting, or the Mars lander. So going back to Mars, we can do the Mars lander. We can gain quite good science and research, but suggested parts will need these parts anyway, which is what we need to get anyway before we can go and do the space station. And if we went to Jupiter, we need to do the Jupiter flyby and the Voyager. The suggested parts are, again, we still need these, the Mu5, the Centaur D, even the booster rockets and all that kind of good stuff. So overall we need rockets and upper stages and all that kind of good stuff, but it was a question of, we can just ignore the 25%, but it's too good opportunity to miss for 6 months. It may be worth just getting the flyby and the lander and then going straight for the vehicles, but both of them have their good rewards. So loads of science and milestone rank, we get additional support and science. But looking at the phases, we've got Jupiter transfer trajectory, that's immediately after launch. Then we have to wait 1 year and 8 months from launch before we can even before we can then do the Jupiter flyby. So, and for Mars, the lander, that's 3 phases. So we've got the Mars transfer trajectory, mid-course maneuvering, which is 4 months after launch, and then 9 months after launch we can do the landing. I mean, it all looks so good, to be fair. So I am interested in doing the Mars lander. So which one's good? Yeah, I'm tempted to do Mars lander purely because the research cost is higher. I mean, the Voyager is 6,000, the Jupiter flyby is 3,750. So I'm going to stick with Mars lander. So the next step in exploring Mars is to send a static lander down to the surface. The lander will be required to perform a difficult landing using retro rockets or impact cushions, as parachutes will not slow the craft significantly in Mars' thin atmosphere. So we will start planning that one. Okay, and then we'll see how long it takes to do this, because I don't know if that 4,125 is including the 25% research cost for 6 months or not. I can't remember what it was before. So we are gaining 928 research per term, so that should be done in 4 months. But when does that run out? Science. Yep, so that'll probably run out next month anyway, by the looks of it. So, but we have got additional science coming from both of these next 2 objective request missions. So in the meantime, I don't see anything else we can do, because even if we get the Mars lander, we need to get the Vesta, and then once we got the Vesta, we need to get at least the Mu5 upper stage before we can even start launching the mission. So we need to find a request mission to keep ourselves going, and it doesn't look like anything on the Moon or the Mars. So Earth has some, so we're doing that one. We've got the Solar Observatory for credits, but we've got nearly 20 million credits anyway, so we're okay there. So we've got 2 good lucrative missions there. We've got Space Welding, which we're planning, and we've got Earth Oceans, which is a load of science again. So I'm thinking this one will do correct. Do great. Yeah, so all these take 1 month. So let's do the Earth Oceans. Researchers have designed a basic Earth orbiting satellite to measure the ocean's salinity. Okay, so just achieve Earth orbit. Pretty straightforward. So we'll plan that mission. Select the payload. Again, you got the standard payloads we can have, but we'll stick with the standard one just purely because it's a good payload reliability. So let's get that built for 3 months' time. So that keeps our active missions at full. So what we can do now is we'll skip to the next event. So NASA failed the lunar orbit. EVA astronaut interviewed. 7 newspapers have run stories on your recent EVA repair exercise mission, detailing the spacewalks performed by your crew. In one article, astronaut Onisha Yoriyukai described using a handheld maneuvering unit or zip gun to navigate around the spacecraft. That sounds pretty cool. Soon enough, I was performing rolls and going as far out as the tether would take me. The astronaut commented, "I was laughing so much I couldn't hear the mission control order me to conserve the unit's gas." Okay then, so we gained some support, 200 support from that, which is also always good. Okay, so we're about halfway through for the Mars lander. So have a quick look at the research. So we've got 4 more months left of this, and we're still getting 928 research, which is nice. Yeah, for missions. Okay, so 2 more months for that to complete, and then we could go down to the Vesta. It wouldn't make much of a difference going down to that and then coming across here because it's not what it needs to be done. Okay, so nothing else to do, so we'll go to the next month when we have something to do. After this one, do you need to check what the other agencies are getting up to. Okay, so only vehicle upstage reliability counts towards launch reliability. So this is for the space welding. That's not bad. And this is for the Earth Oceans. Okay, only vehicle boosters reliability counts towards launch reliability. Okay, so next design, vehicle design. So we've got space welding. So we can reuse the Karashar. We'll load that and confirm. So let's get that built. Mission control. Okay then, so reuse the design. So we've got the Asher car. Right, if this is Earth orbit, what do we need? So we got the Mu 3. And okay, so the Atlas would work. So would the Delta. Okay, so that one's 539k. Let's clear the design, load a design. Okay, so that's 86% at 567. Just go back. Yes, we've got the Mu 3. Which ones? Okay, so that one would work. And that's the cheapest. So let's select that part and... Okay, so that's 472, 404. That sounds cheaper. Yeah, we don't need any of that. 86% launch reliability. Okay, I want to save name. Star 37. That sounds good. So we'll call this a Star 37 or Star Blue. Confirm. Okay. Save that design. Save. Yeah, loading the designs. 567, 407, 80% liability. I'm happy with that one. So, it's a nice looking rocket as well. We'll confirm that and get it built for about 7 months' time, I think. Yep. Okay, so them 2 missions are now prepared and ready to go. So, just seems to be waiting for 3 request missions to unveil. So, 2 in 7 months' time. 1 is next month. Okay, research-wise, we are 3 months away, and we should be getting that done about next month, I would have said. And then we'll have to make a decision if we want to use 2 more months and go for the Vesta, which probably wouldn't make sense, or jump across. But if I look at the active missions again, we're going to get a lump of science for the next 4 months. So let's go. Yep, so the Mars lander research has been completed, and we are now working on... Oh no, we've got the Rendezvous Attempt vehicles complete. Maximum mission training bonus increased by 100%. Brilliant. Okay then, so we need to have some crew members. So just go back. 70% and 86, looking pretty good. So let's get. Can't use the electrician or the test pilot. Anything else over here that's worth hiring? Probably not. Okay, so we may as well use. We'll use the comm specialist and we'll use the test pilot. Okay, we'll confirm them astronauts. Training wise, we're already at 91 for launch because of the test pilot, so we will go for payload reliability. We'll do it next turn. So we'll select that date and we will confirm for next month. Right, research wise, we still have 2 months, so I think the best option to do is just to go straight for the payload, because it's still 2 months worth of research. I think we could if we wanted to swap across, but to complete the mission anyway, we still need to get these parts researched. So we'll go for the payload of the Vesta, which is an advanced lander designed to explore Mars, capable of returning photographs and scientific readings. Okay, so start planning that, and we'll go for the next mission. Okay, so 73% and 91% for the payloads and the launch reliability. Okay, so it looks like we've got a good launch day, so adequate conditions, let's go. Well, that looks like a good successful launch. How good was it though? Well, 88%. 88%. So we get an extra data on the first task in the mission. Let's continue. Okay, Rendezvous Attempt. This is in link with the Soviets, I believe. So if we get this, we get additional diplomatic relationship with them. So we've got 5 comms, 10 data, and 5 navigation to complete the objective, and 25% bonus reward. We need 10 comms, 20 data, and 10 navigation. We've got power and crew as secondary resources, and we have to keep an eye on the drift. So I'll see what I can do, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're back. We're 2 turns to go. We've completed the bonus objective for the comms and the navigation. We just need to get 4 data. So to gain the data, how do I do this? So say with drift's already in place, so we can keep that the same, that'd be great. So to gain the data, we could do a drift, power, crew, and drift, and that'll gain us additional comms to be able to then do data. And we'll recharge twice, and drift bang on 0, and everything's in place. Let's continue. Okay, 65% is good, and 82, brilliant. Okay, so we've achieved Earth orbit. Now we've got to do is the perform controlled re-entry. Okay, so to do this one we need 10 comms and 10 navigation. For the bonus we need 20 comms and 20 navigation. We've got data, power and crew as secondary resources, and we have 2 heat to start with. So I'll see what I can do. I'm back in a second. Right, we're back on the last turn. I've got 5 heat to get rid of, or at least get below 4, so I just need to get rid of 2. So I've got plenty of data, which is not good because I don't need data. So I need to use 2 crew to get some more comms, and if I use 2 comms into and heat, gives me 2 and 2 for the comms and navigation, and then recharge. That should hopefully do it. Yep, so we're below 4 for the heat, and we've got the bonus done. So let's confirm. So you've already achieved the objective anyway, so let's just get in towards the bonus. Okay, yep, 77%, so looking good. And we've got a fail, but we have 2 energy or 2 power to use, so we'll resist it and gain the comms we need for a successful mission. Okay, so the crew returned to Earth safely as it landed into the ocean. Okay, so More support and more science is just what we need, and we've got 5% total now for the Mars preparation. So them two will now recuperate for 6 months. Okay, and we've got some astronauts back, which is good news. So active missions, we now have a free slot, and research wise we are getting backwards 759 a month, so we should hopefully get through this pretty quickly. Okay, so once that's done, we'll have the choice then of either to start planning the space station or the Mars lander. I think we'll still go for the space station because we just need to get 3 units up here and then 4 here. But we'll get it all researched, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so let's just see if there's any request missions to do. Doesn't look like it just yet. Let's just check. Yeah, no one's researched them. Okay, where's Jupiter? Here. And no one's researched out here just yet. So, request mission, we've got control systems check, which is good science. Okay, so fund wise we're doing okay at the minute, so I'm tempted to do another request mission. So, because I still think we could start planning. To be fair, we could start planning for some of these missions. So the space station we could definitely start planning. But I don't know how it's going to take to get these rockets done. And if I go to the space station, yes, I need to get that done, which will take that'll take a year to build it anyway, and this will take 8 months. I don't think we'll be able to, once we get the payload done, we'll be sat around waiting for the rocket. So I still think the best thing to do is probably pick up this control systems check. Let's just key in the science and get a load of it in. Okay, so we'll just stick with standard. Let's get that done. Build for 3 months' time. Let's get these missions. Let's get the request missions pushed through. Okay, orbital rendezvous hailed. Photos of an orbital rendezvous between spacecraft belonging to Japan and Soviet Union, taken during your rendezvous attempt mission, have featured widely across the global media. The feat has been hailed as an admirable example of cross-agency collaboration. So we gained some support and reputation with the Soviet Union. And we've got a review. So we're now at the next tier, so we're getting 459,000 per month. Okay, so that'll keep it, we're almost just under 300k a month now. So that'll keep our funds going quite well. Okay, so let's go to the diplomacy. So, yep, Soviet Union, we're not friendly, but we're getting there. So let's go to the next event. A few things flying off there. Okay, so the control systems check payload is complete. There's minus 50% build time for the level 0 vehicle parts, and we have a 7% payload reliability. Okay, so let's select and reuse the design. So I'm tempted to use the star blue again, but that is very bad. So it might have to be the Akashikar. Just seem the best, and we'll probably be able to increase that with training. So let's load that design. Firm, build for 7 months. Okay, so the next mission we've got is in we've got 2 in 2 months' time, which have given us a load of science, and we should be able to push rapidly through the research. So diplomacy. So the Soviets are doing the Venus orbit. They've got nothing upcoming. The Soviets have got Mercury orbit, and they're doing the recent milestone with the commercial satellite. Okay, ESA researching the Apollo, commercial satellite and nothing, and then none and Mars flyby. Okay, so let's just go to Mars. So looking at it, yeah, ESA and China are just doing the flyby, and then ESA still haven't researched the Mars orbit, and China is 8 months away from launching for the Mars orbit. It doesn't say anyone's researched the Mars lander, so should be okay. So commercial space imagery. So we've got a vehicle part here, which is good, and it's quite lucrative as well. But we haven't got any slots, so we'll move on to the next month. Yeah, so ESA completed the Venus orbit. Okay, so the space world vehicle is 10% launch reliability, but the payload has gone down, so we've got 96% on the launch reliability. We can pick that 10% up probably on training. So the Earth Ocean's got mission training bonus increased by 100%, and the optimal and suboptimal laws of windows are reversed. So we'll see how that plays out in a second. So the space world needs 2 crew members. So let's set up the Earth Ocean mission. So just double check. So we probably want to get the payload. So let's get payload done, and we'll set the date for October, unfortunately. So let's do that. Confirm. 5 months. And space welding. We have astronauts back again. So we'll use a test pilot and an electrician. So we'll confirm them too. So launch reliability is 99% now because we've got the test pilot, and we'll definitely go for the training of the payload. Select the date, and we may as well do a little bit of training. So let's go with August to get 69%. So let's confirm that, and just go back. So the last thing to do is 5 months for the control systems check. So research, we're just about halfway, but once these missions are complete, we should have a lot of research coming through. So China's phase 2 in the Mars orb, which is good for them. Okay, space welding. Let's launch the mission. So it looks like good weather. So 99%, so let's continue. Right, I'm just gonna skip through that because it's 99%, so we've already seen the launch of these quite well. It's a surprise that it's only 14%, but it is what it is. Okay, let's continue. So space welding. I probably should start looking at doing some auto resolves on these because it's not essential, but the bonus is really nice. So we need to get 8 comms, 7 navigation, and then 16 comms and 40 navigation for the bonus, and we've got data, power, and crew. So I'll see what I can do back in a sec. Right, so we're back on the last term. I don't see we're going to be able to do the bonus objective, but we just need 1 more navigation to get the objective complete. So, and then the problem with that was it's just issued 2 command slots. So it wasn't very much to go unless I probably had to do everything probably correctly to get it done. So could turn that into that, but then we still need 4 and 4. So we could probably get the data, but we can't get the navigation. So just recharge and complete. Okay, so we had a fail, but we can resist it when the game catches up. There we go. And just skip that. So we now need to do to conduct the missions EVAs. So 4 comms, 4 data, and 4 navigation, and then all 8 again. So it's just 4, 4 or 8, 8. And we've got power and crew. So I'll see what I can do and back in a sec. Right, last turn again. So this one's been quite hard again because there's just 2 command slots and not enough turns really. So we're close. So we've got 7, 4, and 5. So we have got the mission complete. So to gain, if we can get it, how are we going to do it? Okay, so we can use 1 power and crew. That'll get us that. We could also do that twice, but we were miles out on the drift then. So we need to get the drift back in. Right, that doesn't do it. So we'll have to do that to get the drift back in, and we're short on comm. So is there a way we can get everything up? Probably not, because we need to do multiple turns. So that won't do it. Okay, so we need to get the comms and navigation, which would achieve it, so that won't do it. So that would do it. And we'll still be short of the navigation. That's short navigation. That's short. Yeah. So I can't see any way of actually completing this mission with the bonus objective. So we're just going to complete the mission and go. Okay, so we conducted the mission EVAs. We now got to do the performed controlled re-entry. As I said, as much as I would love to get the objective, just with 2 command slots, I don't see it's not the easiest. So we've got 4 comms, 8 navigation, and then 8 and 16 for the bonus, and then data, power, and crew. So I'll see what I can do, and I'm back in a sec. Okay, right, back on the last turn. We've got to deal with the heat straight away, and we got the mission complete. We just need another 5 navigation to get the bonus. So probably not going to be able to do it, but we do want to get the mission complete, so we need to get rid of this heat. Which, again, like I say, we're just short of 2. I don't think there's any way I can get that up with the heat to get rid of the heat as well, because we haven't got the comms to go for that one. So let's just get rid of the heat and just get rid of the heat and recharge. Nothing more we can do, so we've confirmed that and go. And let's bring these astronauts safely back to Earth like that. So it's another successful mission. Not complete the bonuses, but as long as we get the mission successfully completed, that's better than anything. Especially when we've got 2 astronaut lives on the line. Okay. So no bonuses, but 1,560 research and 1,568 support and 568 research for 5 months, and we're at 6% total for Mars readiness. And the crew recuperate. Mars readiness, what we're looking at, we're at 6, the rest of them at 3, 2 and 2. ESA hasn't even unlocked it yet. So that's what it is. Okay, so research wise, we are about 3/4 of the way through this one. So it's good that we're getting this extra research coming in. I believe next turn, 2 months time, sorry, for the Earth Oceans, and the control system's got 2 months for the rocket to be constructed and then planned for a mission. Okay, so it is tempting to start looking at the vehicles or start planning for maybe one of the missions, but I don't see the need to just yet. So okay, both of them being planned. It's tempting to do commercial satellite imagery just because it gives us the extra vehicle upgrade and more credits. Doesn't look like the moon's got anything, nor does Mars. So as we've got, if I go to active missions, we've got one due, so in 2 months time this mission slot will be back anyway, so we should be okay. So let's go for the commercial satellite imaging purely just to keep our credits high, because the 548 research is good but not particularly impressive. So get this mission planned for a ComSat mission, but yep, we'll stick with a standard, get that built and continue to the next event. So pet project, a company specialising in life celebration services has approached your agency requesting that your upcoming commercial space imagery include a small additional payload comprising pet ashes. Okay, that's interesting. If accepted, your company will pay $500,000. However, your advisors have warned there's a chance the public will react negatively to the deal. I don't want to lose support, and I don't really want to pay. I don't know if they're paying us that or we're paying that. So if accepted, the company will pay. So I'm assuming we'll get $500,000. But at the minute, we're okay with money, so we're going to reject the offer. I don't want to lose any support, so sounds a bit bad, but I just don't want to. Okay, so next month we can get the next mission done. So let's move on again. Then we'll have to check what the agencies are doing after this. So the control systems check is rockets ready to go. The science mission training is increased, but the payload has gone down. So I have to make a decision on that one soon, if we want to go for train on science or payload. Okay, so the Earth Ocean, we've got 99% on the payload and 8% for launch reliability, so let's go. Okay, so it's raining, which is not good. It's terrible, but I still think we should be able to launch. So let's go. There we go, I should have probably postponed it, but let's see what happens. Well, it looks like it's going up. So how good was it? 69%, so good choice to keep going. Okay, and okay, so Delta and Star 37 haven't actually been used yet, so level ups for them. Brilliant. So Earth Oceans, let's get this sorted. Okay, so we've got 4 comms, 4 data and 2 navigation to the objective, and the bonus is 8, 8 and 4. We've got power secondary. Again, we've only got 2 slots with 4 turns. So not hopeful that we'll get the bonus, but let's see what happens and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so back on the last turn. Again, payload's very good. Problem is though, it's just the 2 turns again. So we've got the navigation, we've got the comms, but I don't see how we're going to get the additional data. So we could go twice. Actually, that might do it. That'll give us the bonus as well, but we won't have anything for failures, but fingers crossed. Yep. Like I say, the payload's really good, so... Okay, actually did the bonus, which is what I wasn't expecting. And mission successful. Because that literally was just an Earth orbit objective. Okay, so we gained some more support and more science. Fantastic. Okay, so... active missions, we've now got the control systems check to set up, and the commercial satellite imagery has got 3 months to go. So just go back. Yeah, so we need to get the launch library. So let's get a test pilot. Let's assign that one, and so that's 69%. So let's get the payload. Yeah, I don't see the point. The science is great, but let's get the payload. Select the mission for January. Select that. So we'll have 69%. Okay. Confirm. Continue. So research wise, we should be finished with the Vestin next month. So we'll have to make a decision. We have got an extra slot to go. So we've just got orbital radio, which isn't particularly interesting me. Support and, yeah, science isn't the best. That one's not interesting, and both of these are planned. Moon hasn't got anything else, and Mars hasn't got anything else. So we'll have to make a decision next turn if we want to start planning towards the Mars lander, because we just need to get one more upper stage and that'll be ready to go, or we hold fire and just continue for space station, which I'm tempted to because the Chinese have actually researched it. Has anyone researched the Mars? Yeah, the Mars lander has not been researched yet, so we'll make that decision next. Let's just go to the next turn. Okay, so the Vesta is now researched. We're going to go straight for the Mu-5, then onto the Centaur D, then to the boosters, and then onto the Hope. Hopefully our research will keep out, which it should do, because we should have quite a bit coming in. So this one should be researched in 2 turns, possibly 1 or 2 turns. So we're looking pretty good. So let's just go to the next event. So Mars is done. China's on the Mars orbit. We've got a budget review. We're just shy, but we're still at 459k a month, which is good. The Mu-5 has been researched, which is brilliant. And the commercial satellite payload has been completed with a minus 50% supplementary build time, but a plus 50% build cost. Okay, that's not bad. And we have the control systems check. Okay, so we have 69% and 69%, so let's launch. Just thinking, this is the Astronaut, I believe, so I think we should be able to continue. So let's continue, I think. Yeah, only 9%, so just skip that. And it's 57%, so that's good. Probably should have watched that, sorry about that. Okay, if we auto-resolve, we've got a good chance for outstanding success and 6 turns. So let's just do an auto-resolve for this one. Yep, auto-resolve the mission. And yep, brilliant. So the astronauts, I should have actually done that myself again because it's an astronaut's life on the line there, but my bad. But successful mission is a successful mission. Okay, we didn't get the bonus objective, but we got the mission done, so that's brilliant. So let's continue, and she will recuperate for 6 months. Okay, so the research has now been completed for the Mu-5, so we can start looking towards the Centaur D, which will become done next month. We can then go to the supplementary 6X RSBS for the boosters, which should only take, so probably could be completed in 2 months each, because that'll definitely be done next month. That'll be done straight after, and then we've got the Hope to look at next. So with that in mind, we might be able to start planning that mission, but we'll see. So commercial satellite, let's reuse the design of the, yep, the Kashar looks good, so we'll load that design, confirm, build, go. Okay, so it looks like we might have a mission over here. So we can now do the Mars lander. We've got the parts, so it's tempted to start planning, but I'm interested in getting the space station. Okay, the astronaut recovery test. So test the agency's re-entry and astronaut recovery systems by launching a crewed payload into Earth orbit. Again, great science. So I'm tempted, let's get this planned. Just do a standard one, and get that built. I just feel that we've got a couple of turns, we'll have these done. I'm concerned that we've got 7 months for the Hope vehicle, which will just need to see what our science is looking like. Yeah, so we've got a couple more months of being high. So this one's only pure research, so it's tempting to just start getting it planned. But we could technically start planning towards Mars, because it will take obviously the build time. Then we've got after launch we've got to wait 4 months from launch, and then wait additional 9 months. So what, 13 months to wait for this one so we can actually launch it. So research wise we've got 1, 2 and then X amount there, and back onto the science, onto the payload. This will take 8 months to build. So 1, 2, and then that'll be 5. Might be possible. I'm going to start planning because I think it's going to be the best option. So we'll probably stick with the standard to keep the cost down. So let's select that and build. Okay, let's take a bit of a chance there, but I think it's the best shout. And then we'll go once the commercial satellite is done, commercial space imagery is done, I'll then start planning the Mars lander. Yep, so the Centaur D is researched. We're then going to jump across to the supplementary 6X RBS boosters, which will be done next month, and then we're going to go directly onto the vehicle Hope. Okay, boosters are done, and now onto the vehicle Hope. So looking at that, we'll have 2.4, 2.5 research. That's just under, be about a third done. But I don't know how long this research is going to hold out for. I don't think it's going to hold out particularly long, but probably a couple of months, and then it will start dwindling down. So let's move on. Okay, China offered research. China has approached your agency to offer their Saturn flyby research in return for a suitable donation to their space program. Accepting the offer would unlock the research. Okay, interesting, but I don't want to give them any money. So no thank you. So we're going to lose reputation with China. It's a shame, but I don't really, if they may be struggling for money, so I don't want to I want to help them out in that respect. Okay, so we've got the astronaut recovery test. It's got minus 100% upper stage build time, but it's got plus 100% for the booster build time. Okay, so it counteracts each other. Right, so let's get the rocket done. So we should be able to reuse any of these, to be fair. So in that in mind, we'll use the Odyssey car, because the Star Blue is only 75% launch compared to 89%. So let's load that design, confirm, and build. So objectives, we've got 4 months for the commercial satellite before that's ready to go, 6 months for the astronaut recovery test, and the space station has 5 months to go before we'll need the rocket research done. And so far, yeah, it has slowed down, so it might have been a bit of an issue to do that one just now, when we could have probably done the Mars. But I feel it's the best option to get this one and to get it done as soon as possible. So we will just check what the agencies are doing. So NASA's currently researching ComSat. They've just done the Venus orbit and they've got nothing upcoming. The Soviet Union they're researching the space station. They've just done the commercial satellite and they've just done an orbital EVA. That's quite late actually. That's all coming. Okay. ESA is doing a large launch pad. They've just done the animal in space. So that must have been a request mission probably. And the latest upcoming launch is multi-crew orbit. So again, that could be a request mission. I'm not very sure. And the Chinese, is that correct? Yep, China. They're doing the 2X Delta. They've just done the Mars orbit and they've got the lunar orbit coming. So okay, yeah. But they've done that, so not really sure what's going on there, but doesn't look too bad. So let's just go to the next month, or next event, sorry. Yeah, we now dropped a lot on research. So we could do with getting these done. So additional training for training mission. Oh, sorry. Additional mission training option funds. Okay, not bad. So let's do launch preparations. We don't need any crew. So training wise, we can now increase the research. But oh, sorry. Let's go back into this. Payload 75%. So I'm tempted just to do the payload, but then I think the funds we're okay with. Let's just get the payload done, because if we don't complete the mission, it makes no sense, and we'll want to launch it next month. So let's confirm that and go from there. Quest missions. So global positioning. Again, it's credits and vehicle upgrade. We've got another rendezvous attempt, which is probably good because it could do with the science. The astronaut recovery test is underway. We don't care about these two. Okay, and we've got something over here now. Possibly flyby missions of the people completed. Right, it's a shame that the research has slowed, because we're just over halfway and we've got a bit to go. So after we've got 1 month for the commercial satellite will be done. We've got 2 months for the astronaut recovery, which will give us a nice little boost. We'll have to do another. We'll do another rendezvous attempt, which will give us a vehicle upgrade part and some more experience. No, sorry, I want to go to the Mars rover. So far, it's the preparation we need to get up. So to do preparations, earn completed by. Okay, so that's just doing these missions here, I would have said. So by completing Mars preparation missions, complete technical demand missions, vital knowledge, infrastructure. Okay, but we're making good progress on the expertise and the experience. We've got 8% compared to the 4, 4, and 5, so we're doing pretty good. So let's go to the next month and do the commercial satellite. Okay, this is the bit I'm concerned about. We've got the payload ready for the space station's ready to go, but the rocket's not. So let's launch this mission. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. Let's continue. I'm just going to skip this because we don't need to see it at a time. There's no reason why that should have exploded. Nope, so 54%. Boost is okay, and we're just going to auto-resolve it for because we don't need to do anything with it. So another successful mission, and that should give us some nice funding, and we got horizontal integration. Okay, brilliant. Just a bit of research. What I want to do now is possibly the rendezvous attempt. Yep, so the space station is ready to go. We can't. Oh, we could use that. Is that going to work? No, can't work, can it? Have I missed something here? Not sure. It's just saying suggested parts. So Hope is a partial reusable space shuttle capable of carrying large payloads into low Earth orbit. Okay. I actually don't know. If we can reuse the ATCI, because I suppose it's because it's Earth orbit. Interesting. Okay, so it's got good reliability. So I'm just considering if it's just obviously a suggested part. It doesn't mean you have to use it, I suppose. But it's saying max distances Earth orbit, a partial reusable space shuttle capable of carrying large payloads into low Earth orbit. Okay, so decision to make now. Just want to go to the overview, the phase. So we need to achieve Earth orbit, which we can do, and then just got to deploy the space station systems, which is what you will do. Okay. I'm not too sure now if we can do this or not, but it looks like, anyway, rocket wise, there's no reason why we can't use this one, because it's able to go to the moon, it's got the upper stage can handle 45,000 kilograms, and it's 30,000 kg there. We've got 500,000 booster capability. We need 120. We've got the large launch pad. I mean, new design. Say in the Saturn. We haven't researched it, but that's meant to be acceptable. I don't even see where the Hope actually is meant to be here. So I'm tempted. Let's just clear the design. I'm going to do it. Let's go for the AutoCI. Load the design. It will take 15 months to build though. Compared to this one, which is Hope, which will only take a year to build. And the launch reliability is less. So the capability is only 30, capacity is only 30k. Which is just right for this one. So I don't see the reason why not to use this one. For load the design, yeah, we can't do anything that's quicker. But research wise, we should be done in a while. Yeah, so that extra research up there, 173 will take us to about 4k, which means we've still got about 3,000 research left to do. We have got this one due, but again, that's got another month to go before we can do launch preparation. So if this wouldn't have worked, it wouldn't give us the option. So it's loaded the design, and I say we can't do anything quicker, so we'll select ourselves as the contractor, and let's get this built. Let's go for 1 year and 3 months. We'll still research it, because if the mission doesn't work, we're going to need to do it again. So the build cost has gone down. So yeah, the build cost has gone down from what we should have been. It's increased the year. We've got better launch reliability, and the capacity is fine. So it's a vehicle. So I'm not really sure what the situation is with that one. But it's a space shuttle. So a partial reusable space shuttle capable of carrying low payloads into low Earth orbit. So I still think we'll get it, but I don't think it should hold us back from doing the mission. So let's fingers crossed it doesn't anyway. Okay, so we have a mission slot available. I still would like to do the astronaut recovery test, and then oh no, that's what we are doing. So once that's done, what have we got to do here then? Oh, it's the rendezvous attempt. So I'm going to do this one. Then once the astronaut recovery test is done, we'll start planning for the Mars lander. Because yep, no one's researched it. So let's just do request mission, rendezvous attempt. Overview is research, which is what we want. Payload is standard. Let's get that built for 4 months' time. Right, next month. Okay, so the astronaut recovery test is built with 5% launch reliability, so 94% is brilliant. Okay, astronaut wise, let's just go back. We don't need anything to do with the launch reliability, so let's get the electrician for the extra power for the mission. And we will focus on completing the additional payload. And we'll set it for November. Cool. So once that one is done, we shall go towards planning for Mars. Oh, we got Mars test. This mission's Mars experience reward increased by 50%. Nice. Yeah, so we'll go to the next month and get that mission done. So let's launch. Okay, rain is not good. We don't like rain, but it's terrible. But it should be fine. So let's go. Fingers crossed, though. Let's get that rocket into space. Okay. Hasn't exploded, so let's see how well it did. Okay, it's terrible, so we've got -1 power for duration of the mission, which isn't bad because we've got an astronaut on board that will counteract that. Okay, so didn't really lose or gain anything from that, so that's fine. So we need to get 5 comms, 6 navigation. The bonus is 9 comms, 11 navigation, and then we've got data, power, and a crew member for secondary resources, and we need to deal with the heat. So I'll see what I can do, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so back in the last term, we have completed the heat, so we haven't really got to touch the heat. We just need one more navigation to get the bonus, so we could turn crew and navigation into bonus and then recharge twice. So let's confirm. Oh, that's successful anyway, so we're done. So the astronaut's coming back to Earth safe and sound, and another successful mission completed. Okay, we've seen the pod hit the ocean a few times now, so let's just get through. Let's skip this, and we're getting a lot of experience and total preparations for Mars. Okay, so she'll recuperate for 6 months. So now we have a free slot. The space station has got 13 months to go. The Rendezvous Attempt has got 2 months before we start looking at the rocket. So I believe in the meantime we should start planning for the Mars lander. So we'll plan the mission. So we get standard, observation, navigation and power. This is for the Vesta payload. So we've got 3 stages. We've got to the Mars transfer orbit, the execute trajectory correction, and then we need to achieve Mars orbit and then perform Mars descent. So I'm just going to stick with the normal standard because I don't like the navigation and observation, because you don't really get much from it, I don't think, and you lose too much payload reliability. The power's good, but I don't think it's worth the extra cost. So we'll stick with standard, we'll get that built, and we'll start preparing for that mission. What's going on out here? So this is Mars. So we've now got a long duration flight, which is a hell of a reset of science. But we've now finished all our slots. Okay, so the minute diplomacy. Okay, so Soviet's still working on ComSat. China's working on the Sayut. Sorry, Soviet Union's working on the Sayut, and they've got nothing upcoming. ESA's working on the Vesta. Okay, the Vesta is the Mars lander, so we do need to get that one. I'm happy with where we've approached that now, and we've got Divine Dragon for China, and they've just done the Mars orbit. Okay, so we're doing still pretty well. So let's just skip to the next month, and something else happening over here. Quest mission. So we've got yeah, sensors again. Good research, but no slots. So continue. Budget review. Okay, so the payload is complete for the Rendezvous Attempt. So 25% build time and deduction, and the build cost has gone up by 25%. Not a problem. Okay, so reuse the design of the Karashar. Load that, and let's just quickly get that built. Continue. So yeah, I think our funds did go up. Sorry, I think I skipped that by mistake. So we're at tier 12 at 510k per month. So fantastic. Okay, so objectives. The space station's got 11 months to go. The Rendezvous Attempt has got 5 months for the rocket to go, and we've got 4 months for the Mars lander. As far as I'm aware, we have got the suggested parts. We've got a boost, we've got the upper stage, and we have the supplementary rockets. So I'm tempted to put them on this one just to see how they look and if they're any good. Okay, so research-wise, we're very close to finishing the Hope, but I'm just going to go to the next event. So Soviet Union launching the crew in 11 months. Hope has now been researched. Right. Shuttle unlocked. You've now unlocked a shuttle, a partially reusable space plane that can be used as a launch vehicle for your missions. Continue. Shuttles are designed in the same way as other launch vehicles, but only available on crewed missions. Once constructed, a shuttle can be reused on future crewed missions, though it will have a fitted time and cost. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't think we can see what that actually means now without probably cancelling and starting again, so I'm not going to bother. But it will be interesting to do that on another crewed mission, because that does sound pretty interesting, that we'll have a reusable vehicle. Have we got any other vehicles coming up? Doesn't look like it. That must be the only one, was the shuttle, but that must be maybe the Japanese special one. But it's completed, which is brilliant news. And And I think that should be it now for the vehicles for a short period of time. So building wise, we could start looking at getting some more, maybe PR office, what's this, in buoyancy lab, Hall of Fame, research lab, maybe interest would be good. Mission wise, we could start pushing down to getting the modular, the flybys. Okay, so I'm not sure what to do now. So we've got another space welding, which is good. So after the space station's done, the next one is the modular Space Station 1, which I think will be the next one, because then we're going to Era 4 with his Mars. So is this one Era 4? Or is it still Era 3? Era 3. So we could do that one, but we're interested to do the flybys out here. So with that in mind, let's start researching the Jupiter flyby. So despite its massive size, Jupiter remains a mysterious planet. By launching a probe which will perform a close flyby, we can finally make a detailed study of this cosmic giant. The probe will take pictures, record the planet's electromagnetic field, and study its complex atmosphere. Okay, so we'll research that into Voyager, and then maybe go back to Saturn. We'll see how the other agencies are doing. So let's just quickly check the Mars readiness. We are at 10% compared to 5%. And NASA still hadn't even locked it, so let's just see how things go. Okay, let's go to the next month. So Vesta is now ready to go. So the Mars lander is ready. It has a build minus 50% build booster build time, but a 50% build cost. So not the end of the world. Okay then, so let's look at the new design. Where does the vehicle come in then? Unless we need to build something. Might need to build something. So yeah, so we could use the Karashar. It's still interplanetaries. So we've got the Delta K, we've got the Jenna, we've got the Mu 5, and we've got the Centaur D. Let's just select the Centaur D, and the God, that looks weird. Okay, but that's different. That one looks nice. Yeah, that's nice as well. And 1.8, 6 months to build. Just clear the design. Yeah, I still think this is probably the best option. It's going to do the mission, so let's load that design. Load and confirm. Build. Continue. Okay, so space station will be ready in 7 months. 1 month for the Rendezvous Attempt, and Mars lander is 5 months. Just go across to Mars. What's happening here? So we've got another subsurface penetrator. Okay. Next month. Okay, the rocket is now ready to go. It's got 5% launch reliability. Very nice. Okay, so we now have a crewed mission, so we don't need anything for these, I don't think. Space station, has that got... yes, it has got crew, so I think I want to keep... we've got plenty of test pilots, so let's assign that test pilot. We'll keep the comms. What are we on now? 91%. So we assign that test pilot and the comms specialist. I might have to get rid of an astronaut because I've got too many test pilots, I believe. So let's confirm them. That pushes the launch reliability up. We'll then do a payload reliability training and select October because it's the next optimal date. So confirm, go. Right, so next month. So ESA is launching a crewed moon landing in 20 months. Okay, so space station. Only the Chinese have researched this. No one's jumped ahead. Okay, so go across to the Mars. No one else has researched the Mars lander, which is brilliant for us. And Jupiter, no. What about Saturn? No. Okay, so we're still, so far so good. Next month. Yeah, there's a request mission on the moon, but we can't do it, so let's just keep skipping. And 1 month for the Mars lander vehicle is ready to go. Its optimal and suboptimal launch windows are reversed. That is not good. But we'll see how that works. So the Rendezvous Attempt is ready for launch. We've got good payload and launch reliability. Okay, the weather doesn't look very good, but we're still at 83%, so we will continue. And just skip that, we don't need to see it. It should have gone up, no problem. At 96%, so we've got an extra command term. Okay, so it's got a very good stance, so let's just auto-resolve it. Okay, so the astronaut will come back to Earth nice and safely. Brilliant. Cool. So we've got the bonus as well there, which is even better. Okay, so let's continue. And they will recuperate for 6 months' time. So, the Mars lander, we can start preparing this mission. Just go back. It's 86% launch reliability, so let's get the payload better. And as I say, the next time is March. Oh, no. Oh, God. So, where are we now? Let's just go back. So we're in November of 1974. We can't launch again till March of 1977. Okay, that doesn't look very good. Okay, there's July there of 76. Yeah, we're at 74 now, so we seem to have to wait a long time for that one, but just go back again. We're in October of 1974. Okay, so 75 is there. Yeah. It's going to have to be May of 1976 for the next launch window, because these we can't even... Yeah, so we're here now, so we can't do anything until there. So we'll be just in front of them, but as I say, we can't launch there, so we're going to have to select that date and confirm. So 9 months time, so it's nothing too bad actually. Right, we have a spare mission slot, so Mars lander is ready to go in 9 months time. The space station's still got 2 more months to go. No, the Mars lander actually finished before the space station, but anyway, so because the rocket wheel's using. So we can do a long duration or we can do a space welding. Space welding seems the best option. Both are demanding, and so both have crew. Yep. Okay, we have done the space one before. The long duration flight will be good, but I want the extra research and everything. So let's plan this mission, and let's do a standard and build. Okay, so agencies. NASA is still doing ComSat, commercial satellite. So they've got lunar orbit, Mars lander, and crewed moon landing. Okay, so ESA, yeah, we're going to be a couple months ahead of ESA, so it's not too bad. Space station, okay, so the Soviets and the Chinese have researched it, and that's as far as they've gone. And Mars lander, yeah, we're 9 months, and the ESA is 13, so we need to hopefully get that launched. Okay, so let's go to next month, and 1 more month. Okay, so the space station vehicle is complete, and we, oh God's sake, so the optimal and suboptimal launch windows are reversed. That is not good. Okay, so I want the test pilot, actually, unassign, I want that test pilot and that electrician. Confirm. So 85%, so let's get the payload complete. Let's do a launch date, so February. Ooh, I thought we were going to have a repeat of the Mars lander, we're going to have to go in a year's time, so 86 and 85, I'm liking that. So let's do confirm and go. Okay, so we have got everything ready to go. So the space station is ready to launch in 2 months, the Mars lander is in 7 months, and the space welding payload is ready in 2. Research wise, we're researching the Jupiter flyby, so that'll take a bit of time, and I think all these still, yeah, they're nothing really at the minute. So let's go for an extra review. So skip that, and yeah, so we're at tier 12, and we're getting 510k per month, and we need about another just under 5,000 support to go before we can get to the next tier. Okay. Right then, so next month for the launch of the space station. Let's go. So this is what we've all been waiting for. Okay, so space welding. The payload is complete, so the minus 50% build time for level 0 vehicle parts and a minus 15% launch reliability for the level 0 vehicle parts. Okay, so notification. It's a space station. So we are quite ahead. So the Soviets and the Chinese have researched it, but they're not planned the mission yet. We've got 85% launch and the payload is 86. So let's launch. Fingers crossed for a good day. No. Okay, so interesting. What to do? I still feel the percentages are in our favour, but do we reschedule and try for next month? I think we should go because of the suboptimal and the reverse. So fingers crossed it goes well. Come on, let's get it up there. That's a hell of a launch. Well, that seems to have gone well from this perspective. How well does it do on here? Perfect, 66%. Happy with that, so let's continue. And the Saturn V has now got a level 4 and the Saturn IVB has a level 2. Brilliant. Okay then, so the space station, February 1975. Wow, collect 25 navigation. So, yep, to complete the mission we need 25 navigation or 50 for the bonus. We've got comms, data, power and 2 crew members for secondary. So, what to do? So, if we use the power and a crew, we can gain some resources and a bit of comms. We can use... What do we want to do? So we could use the navigation comms to gain some... So navigation and comms to get some data to get some comms. Turn the comms into some navigation and data, and that'll be the first turn. Now, is that the smartest play to play? Probably not. So we could just do power and power for comms, and then do comms into that. Yes. So power to 4 navigation, power to 3 comms to 6 navigation and 2 comms. So let's confirm. Okay, 80% is good, 34% is good, and a 72%. Brilliant. So the first commands were good. So we can use a power and comms to gain 6 navigation. We could do it again, to be fair. Don't see why not. And we could use some crew members to get some additional comms to then turn that back into some navigation. So let's confirm that. Okay, so we've got a first fail. Okay, so we can resist it, which I think we should need to because it's an extra 3 navigation. Okay, so 70%, brilliant, and a 72%, fantastic. Okay, so we're at 22 navigation, 4 turns left to go. Let's turn that additional comms into 6 navigation, and we'll turn a power into 6. Yeah, power and navigation to 6, and tempted to do it again. Let's risk it. Continue. Okay, 93%. Brilliant. So that's given us some additional comms. Data. A 40% and a 51%. That is awesome. Okay, so we have no power now, which is a shame. So we're probably going to have to do some recharging. I mean, we could turn some navigation to 6 comms, which could then turn back into it gains additional 3. But if we recharge, and I'm tempted to do that actually, but we're 10 away from the bonus, so we have completed the mission, which is absolutely brilliant. So we've got 3 turns to go. If we recharge 3 times, is that going to do us any good? No. So let's just do... Let's do that. So, yep, we'll recharge twice, and we'll turn one of the power and one of the data into 6 navigation. Okay, so 39% completed. Okay, so we need 2 turns to go, and we've got 4 navigation to get. So recharge twice, use power to get 4 navigation, and we'll get bang on 50 navigation. So confirm that. And 22% is what we needed. Brilliant, so we've now achieved Earth orbit. We now need to deploy space station systems. So let's continue. Okay. So this part of the mission we need 7 comms, 10 data and 4 navigation. For the bonus we need 14 comms, 20 data, 8 navigation. We've got power and we have crew. That's secondary, and we have to deal with drift, so fluctuating. So drift will modify by between -1 and 1 at the start of the next term. So drift must equal 0 at the end of the mission. So we've got 6 turns and 3 commands. Okay, so that could drift either way. So what to do? Let's get some power and crew to get some resources to play with. We could turn some power into a yeah, we could do drift that way. Don't want the crew. We could do that twice, but I don't want to. So let's turn the navigation into comms and get some comms, because the comms are going to be, sorry, data, because data is going to be quite hard to get, I think. Comms may be interesting as well, but we can get quite a lot up here with navigation. So let's confirm that and see how we get on. Not very well. So the first one has failed. So we could resist. Yeah, let's resist. Let's try and keep the resource that we need. So we've got 51% for that one and a 27. Okay, so what drift did we get? We've got another 2 drifts. So if we used that, actually no, we use that one into that. So use the crew and the drift to get 4 data. Use 3 data and 2 drift to get 3 data and 2 navigation. Not sure if we're going to be able to do the bonus objective the way I'm playing this, but we'll have to just see. And if we turn the navigation and 2 comms, 2 data into some comms, that will give us some good resources. The navigation does need to be looked at next term. Okay, so we've got 91% and a nice little video. So some EVA work there. Okay, so 61% and a 27. So what did we get? So we've got an extra 1 drift. So let's start looking at getting the navigation up. So if we do we could use the comms and the drift, and to get navigation we could then do power and drift and another power and navigation here. Yep, so complete that. Okay, 85%, 25 and a 25%. Brilliant. So now we've just got -1 drift. Right, 3 turns to go. We need what we've got here: 6 comms to get, 5 data and 3 navigation. So let's do some power. Don't really want to use my comms, but I could do with tempted to do that. Let's get the navigation and comms pretty close and then do a recharge. That way we would have completed the objective and we'll have 2 turns left to go. Okay, 71% is good. 29% is good. And okay, so we're at -1 drift. We've got 1 turn to go, but I'm hoping that should go at the end of this turn, and we'll just have to deal with what's left. So we've got the data. We're 1 short from navigation. We need 7. Okay, what to do? So we could do that. So we'll use 1 navigation and 2 comms, 2 data to get 5 comms and a drift, which gets that back at bang on 0. We now need to get 2 navigation and 2. Yes, that'll give us 2 comms and 2 navigations, 1 comm and 2 data, and a recharge, and then that'll leave us 1 turn to gain additional comms. I think I'll do that way for the minute. Seems good to me. Okay, so 19% just in. We got 70% there, and we gained 1 navigation, 1 drift. Sorry, so the 1 drift is now gone, so we need to get rid of that. So if we use a power, that'll no, we won't use that. We need to use the crew to get ourselves some comms as well, and then we recharge. That should do it, I believe. So we're at 0 for the drift. We've got 17 comms for 14, 22 data for 20, and 8 navigation for 8. Okay, so let's confirm that. Okay, so for 29% means that's achieved. And mission complete. And the space station is deploying. Look at that view. Another successful mission done. So we have now completed the milestone achieved for space station first. So more support and more science for 25 turns. Brilliant. And we gained additional experience and total Mars preparation. And the astronauts were 12 months to recuperate. Okay, no problem. Oh, they're in the space station for 12 months. Possibly that one. Okay then. That is another astounding achievement for the Japanese Space Agency. So, yep, absolutely brilliant. So, that's the space station milestone achieved. And that'll be the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching episode 12 of my Japan's Let's Play. If you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next mission, next milestone of Mars Horizon.